Hey, I'm back. Welcome to part 2 of the game board thing. Okay, that's the easel kind of set up on some sawhorses real quick, just to show you that I got this is the old game board and combined with the new modular pieces. And you can see on that little white edge, that's the 1/2 inch, I guess it's a shim, or just, boosting them up so they all match with those, the forge roll piece and that city fight piece I'm doing. So I just wanted to show you that. And then I'll be back in a second to show you how this looks like an easel when you're done. See you in a couple. Thanks. Hey, we're back. See, I got the board suspended by the ceiling on some pulleys, and these are very hard. I got to figure another way of putting another pulley system in to help with the weight problem, because this thing is heavy to pull up with that little cord. I got some gloves on, and I'm using parachute cord, which is very strong, but it's very rough on your hands when you're pulling up a, I don't know, 60-pound or 70-pound piece of wood. But I used some clamps. There's a 4x6 piece of fabric. I got that at, I think, Hancock Fabrics in Sacramento. It's a fabric store. This is cheaper than buying the drop cloth. And it's the exact size. Drop cloths are not, the measurements are kind of funky. What they say it's on there, it's not the truth. But this is probably slightly over 48 by 72. But plenty of room to paint on. I have a little old office chair. This is my garage setup. I can put a regular painting compressor on this side, and I can run 2 airbrushes on this, and you can see I have my setup downstairs. I keep a Patriot 105 and a Badger 155 ready to go. I keep them in the case, but this is what they look like in my little airbrush stand that's easy to hold on to. And so that is it for now. I'm going to get back and get this wood set back up on the sawhorses, and I'm going to base coat those large pieces. That's what, 8x4 altogether, those 4 pieces of board I have, and I'm going to redo those. So thank you for joining me as always, and we'll see you in the next part. Thanks again. This is a real quick update. I'm spraying the boards down with the compressor's off now, but I got a spray gun I got from Harbor Freight, I think 15 bucks, running some Wal-Mart interior black flat through it, and just recoating these. I'm not heavily doing the tops, just the sides to protect them. I'm getting bumped, and I'll just show you real quick what I'm doing. I got the gun loaded up. I got it set at 70 pounds, 68, 70 pounds. Work of that. That was a seconds and sprayed it down. I'm going to do it more than one coat on those sides to get them really nice down. And then I'm going to get one of the modular boards, the City Fight one, I'm not done yet. It's got a really weak coat I brushed on. And I just love this new sprayer. And the compressor will, sorry about that, but that is it for right now. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for joining me. Hey, I'm back. There's one of the boards. Let me take you, and there's couple out there on the trash and recycle can, and I got one back of the garage drying ready for another coat. These are going to be the City Fight boards, or the city portion of the board. It's obviously going to be 2x4, and going to rotate it. I want to not do any detailing yet. Obviously, you've seen I did a brush coat of this same latex a while ago, and it does not hold up. So I'm going to throw this a couple more coats on this, and also I might be using some regular spray paint on these too eventually. So the more latex on here, the more I'll protect the foam from any paint getting eaten into it, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these. I may be airbrushing them still, especially if I'm doing sidewalks and portions of. I saw something on one of GW's photos when they show miniatures. It's like a gray modular layout. I'm just using that cheap craft foam from the foam store, and just do some probably pre-shading on it, then hit it with a gray and some earth tones and browns and stuff, and maybe do some detailing. I got a little Hearst Arts thing that'll make like a little plaza. So these can rotate 4 different directions, so it gives you maybe 16 different combinations possibly. They can turn it, but not going to be a lot of detail. This is mostly a base for terrain, so I have my other boards that have those built-in hills and stuff, which someday I'll probably get rid of, but they're okay for right now. And what I want, the desert, and probably use the flatter one of the flat ones for a jungle board theme, so I can just do some, had some ideas on some cool foliage and stuff to make with a, got one of those paper cutters from, it makes like little palm tree things. I'm seeing if I can do that with that and some pipe cleaners, and make some cool jungle terrain and some modular pieces with some water and stuff, maybe a hill with a waterfall. And just have something really cool that you can just switch up anytime you want. This is going to be, so I got 8, and I got another 2, that's 10, 12 feet of board, which if I play, you know, let's say a massive apocalypse board, or I have enough to switch around with those, the 2 or the 4 2x4 boards, and I got 4 2x2 boards. So you can get some pretty cool stuff. And also, I didn't think about that, I have a canal board I'm working on, and I think that might be down here. I think it's up there somewhere. And I'm going to take a look at that. Maybe I'll throw that together and get that painted while I'm working on these. So that's it for right now, and we'll see you in a few. Thanks. Hey, I'm back real quick. I think this new foam that I put on the bottom, well, it hasn't been painted before, but it's drinking up that latex. I had to do the coat on it. You'll notice on the top here, it's not fully black. I don't need it to be. I want it to more like a burnt brown look. So that's cool. So we can go from there and add they'll be mostly probably airbrushed and spray gunned instead of dry brush completely. But we'll do some more dry brush on some of the bigger train pieces in the rocks. But I want to get like kind of a nice blend going. So that's it for right now. I'm doing the second coat on these, and then we'll be done for now. And then I'll talk to you in the next video. Thanks. Yeah, I just want to finish up this part. Everything is basically primed with the black latex paint, and it looks pretty good. It was a very fast job. This is the brush I was using, or sprayer. It's from Harbor Freight. I don't know if you get this in UK or not, but it's all over the United States. It's a really big company, really discount stuff. 15 bucks for this. Probably find something that's like on eBay if you need it. I treat it just like an airbrush. I cleaned it with a little bit of, or used it to thin my paint with the mixture of the distilled water, 85% and 15% alcohol, with the latex paint. Very little, but it was beautifully how it thinned it out. It was a little too thick at first, and I was running it at 70 psi, so you get a lot of paint out at once. But the latex is a little bit too thick for this. I'm not sure what these are designed for. It talks about using solvents and stuff, so it might be for kind of like an auto painter or something like that. But it worked beautifully for this. I mean, this is better. I had a house painter at once, and that thing was not something I like to use. It was very, threw out too much paint, very hard to control. This is much like using an airbrush. And then I just used airbrush cleaner on it, and then used Windex to basically break up all the paint inside the jar. Jar is basically spotless. I'm going to take it upstairs and just run it in the sink and clean the threads. And that's done. That was just a little bit of Windex, and everything is totally clean. And that thing you heard in the background, I just picked this up at Home Depot. This little Husky 3-gallon, 125 psi. It's got its own regulator on it, so I could probably turn it down and use it for an airbrush if I wanted to. But I still like using my airbrush stand here. So I can hold 2 airbrushes. I can run 2 airbrushes simultaneously. I have a moisture trap to protect the airbrushes and the paint, and a regulator goes up to 100 psi. So you know, for airbrushes, especially the ones I'm using, the Patriot 105 and the Badger 155, I keep it around 30 pounds. And for bigger terrain pieces and using thinner paint on the 155, I'll probably be running it a little bit higher to get more coverage faster. And you see I got 2 quick release airbrush hoses there, and then I keep those 2 coily ones you see over there, the red one and the yellow one. They'll be hooking up here. I'm going to put another place to hang the other one to keep this all kind of one thing that I can carry around. So that is it for this part, and I'm going to have to work on the orc stuff right now, so I'll let this dry, and then I'll come back and start detailing these out. And the city fight board, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with the foam, and maybe do some Herstart manholes or something like that to give it some detail. And I have that one little area I want to glue in to make it look like a city center, or like a place where an award ceremony would be. Something just to spice up the board a little bit. So as usual, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you in part 3. Thanks.